but we know what was going to happen. So what do you make of that game?
Hello, how are you, Omar?
I'm good, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So Chelsea versus Madrid was a very tough game. What do you make of that game?
We start going by the which game?
Chelsea Madrid.
Chelsea and Madrid. Yes, yes. As you know, Madrid has a lead of 2-0 aggregate score on the night. Okay,
Hmm.
I think it's going to be really tough for the Chelsea to make a comeback at the Stamford Bridge. But
Hmm.
who knows that football is a game of comebacks. We have seen some crazy comebacks over the past few years. So, but looking at the current state of Chelsea, I don't think so that they are going to making a comeback tonight at least with Madrid in such red hot form with Modric and Cruz, the ageless guys that they are still running the midfield around, and it's going to be really hard for Chelsea today.
So, what do you think is the reason for Chelsea's recent failure? You know, losing to Brighton last week, I mean this week, and then losing to Madrid before that. They've just been on a decline this entire season. What do you think is the reason they've been so bad? They got a new manager in now, Lampard making his comeback for Chelsea as a coach. So, what do you think that Chelsea need to get back in, the rhythm they were before?
Yes, I think the amount of money that they have spent recklessly throughout this last year's summer transfer window, but I think they were without a clear motive. Even though they hired the Graham Potter for this season, and he wasn't able to do a good job, so he was sacked mid-season. And they made the most expensive signing in English history of the Enzo Fernandez as well. So, but I still
Hmm.
think that a lot of injuries has been hindering the process of Chelsea. Like, N'Golo Kante, he just returned, I think, in the last game, and he was out
Hmm.
for the whole season. And
Yes,
with
sir.
the problems up front with Aubameyang as well, that he was benched and then excluded from the squad of the Champions League. So I think
Hmm.
Chelsea squad, I think, is in a lot of mess right now. So with Lampard taking over an interim role, so let's see how are they going to battle through the end of the season.
So I want to talk about a couple players. Like I feel like these players, because I'm a Chelsea fan, so I'm speaking from the heart when I say this. I feel like the players are not, up to mark. Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, and I haven't seen Christian Pulisic in such a long time. They have such a strong, they have so much depth, and they
Yes,
can't convert. Why do you think? I know you mentioned reckless spending. So, but is there a reason why these good players cannot convert and score goals and win games?
I think one thing that Chelsea is lacking is an authentic goal scorer at the number 9 positions up front, because they brought back Lukaku. He failed miserably, and then he was loaned back to Inter Milan. And now, even with Timo Werner and Christian Pulisic as well, Pulisic also struggled a lot in front of the goal with Chelsea. Okay, and we haven't seen a lot of him this season. And with Kai Havertz leading the attack, and you also know that Kai Havertz also haven't been able to deliver the goals that Chelsea expect their number 9 to score up front. So this is one of the main reasons that Chelsea has been struggling this season. And with Mason Mount is a really good player. A lot of Premier League clubs currently. I think there was a rumor currently going on that the Liverpool are going to lure away the Mason Mount from them. So I think Mason Mount, N'Golo Kante, and Matthew Kovacic, although this is a really good midfield, I think the real problem lies at the wing and at the number 9 position.
And you think everything is everything's good at the defense area? Like we got like Koulibaly and you think we can improve there as well?
Thiago Silva is still good as any central defender in the world currently, and
Hmm.
Reece James, is also one of the best right backs of the world. So I think their defensive line, I think, is pretty much good. But I think the main reason, once again, has been their goal scoring options at the front. Even today, uh, let's see how they cope up with Madrid's pressure, but there's hardly any chance, I think, that they will overcome the deficit of 2-0.
And let's talk about Real Madrid. They've been phenomenal, man. What do Kareem Benzema during Ramadan just becomes a different man. He keeps scoring these goals, and talk about that.
Exactly. Kareem Benzema has been a different beast in the knockout stages of the Champions League since last year. I don't know, like if in the past, like in the last 6 to 7 knockout games, he has, I think, scored like 10 to 12 goals. And he also scored a goal against Chelsea in the first leg. So, Benzema is at the peak of his powers, and with Vinicius up front, that really gives him a good chance to score as well.
Yeah, man. VJR, he's him and Benzema. They turn it up, but then and then you have like Modric and Cruz running the midfield. And talk about the midfield. Camavinga and all these young guys have been stepping in as well.
Yes, yes. Kamavinga has been experimenting in the new role, like at the right back position, and he has been doing really good up there. Like
Hmm.
with Humani and Modric and Cruz making up the trio in the midfield, they have been experimenting with Kamavinga at the right back, with Carvajal not in such a good form.
Hmm.
And Kamavinga, you know that the El Clasico he played really well at the right back position. So I think Kamavinga will going to start on the right back tonight as well.
So let me get your prediction on this game. It is at Stamford Bridge, I believe. So you think Chelsea might win the game, but not just come out victorious, advancing to the next stage?
Sorry, I lost your last line.
So you think Chelsea are gonna lose this game?
Yes, yes, I think for sure. You can never say never in football, but but going with the current situation, I don't see Chelsea making a comeback tonight. I think
But I just
Madrid
want
will
to get your
go through.
prediction on it. What do you think the score is gonna be?
I think it's going to be 2-0 to Madrid again.
To Real Madrid? Fair enough. We'll get that out of the way. Let's move on. The next game, it's Bayern and City. Um, Now, that is a game that is very hard for Bayern to come back from. What do you make of that?
I know the scoreline is huge. I don't think it's really reflect the game how it went down at the Etihad Stadium because I think Bayern were terrific. They played really well, especially in the first half. The game was pretty equal. Like, a team against Pep Guardiola's team to have more possession than them, that's something. Okay, so Bayern had like 453% of possession and City had 47. So I think the first goal kind of broke them down. And with the mistakes coming from Upamecano, and even Tuchel was really hard on him, even in the press conferences as well. So I think those individual mistakes costed Bayern. They just kind of lost it. I still believe City could have gone with 4 or 5 goals. They were lucky to come out with only 3 goal lead. So, but at Allianz Arena tomorrow, I still think that City have a better chance to go through because Haaland has been scoring goals for fun at the front, and with City with a composed defense and a midfield, I think City will go through, and we are going to see a repeat of last year's with Madrid and City.
So what do you? I want to talk about this the combination of KDB and Holland up front. They've been pretty good. And what do you make of that?
Holland and
KDB, Kevin De Bruyne.
yes, Kevin De Bruyne. Yes, yes, this combination is really lethal right now with Kevin De Bruyne providing him assist at the plate in front of the goal and Haaland just tapping them in and finding good position areas to score in. I think this is a terrific duo. And I think there was an injury concern for Kevin De Bruyne last week in the first leg when I think Pep Guardiola subbed him in the 63rd minute. And a lot of people raised their eyebrows that the person who's playing such a terrific tie, you are subbing him off in only 63rd minute. But I think Kevin De Bruyne has been declared fit, and I think he will play an important role tomorrow.
And other than Holland and KDB, who do you think it can be a dangerous player for Man City?
I think the next most dangerous is Bernardo Silva. I think you saw him last
Mhm.
week, that like the way he made Alfonso Davies turn around and made a joke out of him. That Alfonso Davies one of the best left backs, and
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva was really great on that wing position. I think they benched Mahrez, but Mahrez, is also a really good winger. But I think Bernardo Silva he was really good that night.
And do you think
I
there's
have.
any Bayern players that can trouble City?
Bayern have a lot of depth in the squad, but I don't think what role will Sadio Mane plays because I think he's still their biggest threat. But after that scuffle with Leroy Sané, I don't see Sadio Mane starting the game tomorrow. I think it
Yeah, can
will
you talk
still
about
be.
that? What happened? Do you know why he did that?
I think there was some sort of kind of disagreement on the pitch during the match because when Sadio Mane came on, I think there was some disagreement with Leroy Sané on the pitch, and they had an argument there. And that argument kind of escalated in the dressing room, and Mane ended up punching him, and they had to be separated by their teammates. And you also
Hmm.
know that Bayern Munich administration they gave Mane a fine as well, and also a suspension for the last week Bundesliga game. So let's see. It will be interesting to see that what role Tuchel has decided for Mane. Is he going to come on in the second half? Is he going to start? So really look forward to that game as well.
Do you think Mane's still going to be around next season, whether Bayern make it or not?
I think he will be there next season.
Okay, fair enough. I also want to. I mean, you mentioned Alfonso Davies. One of the best left backs in the world. People have really high expectations from him, but I feel like he hasn't been up to par when it comes to Champions League, especially with Bernardo Silva you mentioned. So, what do you think players like him and other young players can do better, especially against Man City?
Uh, Alfonso Davies, I think there are a lot of issues going on with Alfonso Davies. I think he's also been going through some personal issues as well. And those
Hmm.
have been reflected this season. Even in the Bundesliga, Alfonso Davies hasn't been the same as he was the last season and the season before that. So there is a lot of struggle, I think, in Alfonso Davies, and I think he still have to improve his game in a lot of sectors because the way Bernardo Silva turned him around, you compare the pace of Alfonso Davies to that of Bernardo Silva. I think Bernardo Silva is nowhere near Alfonso Davies' pace. But still, with the dribbling and the skill of Bernardo Silva, I think that was amazing to watch. And Alfonso Davies really struggled that night.
Oh, yeah. So let me get your final prediction for this game.
Uh, this is a tough one, but I think I'll still go with City like 2-1 or 2-2.
Oh yeah. All right, let's move on then. I feel like this is going to be the most anticipated game in my opinion because I feel like I'm looking forward to this game the most. It is Napoli and Milan, and wow, man, that is an intense matchup.
I certainly didn't see this result coming. I really hope Napoli, a lot of people have claimed Napoli as the dark horses of this UCL competition. And with their lead in the Serie A, like 17 points at the top, and I think they're only like 3 to 4 games away from their first Serie A title since 1990 when the Maradona won that Serie A for them. So to lose that first game by 1-0, I think it was a really big blow for them. But I think with Victor Osimhen coming back from the injury today, so I think they have really good chances, and especially when playing in front of their own home crowd. So I think Napoli has a really good chance to overturn this deficit. But let's see how it turns out today. But I'm really excited for this game.
So yeah, other than Victor Osimhen, as you mentioned, who do you think can be a dangerous player for Napoli?
Victor Osimhen,
Other than him, do you think any other player?
uh, any other Napoli player? I think. Why am I missing my Napoli's player's name?
No,
It kind of
well,
just.
no, you're good.
Sorry?
But he's been Victor Osimhen. He's been phenomenal this week. I mean this entire season. He's been scoring goals. People been comparing him to Holland a lot, and he's been living up to like his role as a number nine. He's been so good, scoring goals left and right. So you think he's gonna be the most dangerous player for Napoli?
Yes, yes, he can be the most dangerous player for Napoli because he has been scoring goals and he has been also really good in the providing assists as well. Because I think Napoli has, I think, a lot of different goal scorers now in their squad, and it's really a balanced squad. And even after departures of their key players like Koulibaly, he departed, and another player, their record goal scorer, I'm missing his name, that went to the MLS. that small guy.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm missing his name. What was his name? That was not Fabian Ruiz. Uh, the guy that went to the MLS. What was his name? They record goal scorer
Lorenzo
in Napoli.
Insigne. Lorenzo Insigne.
Ah, Insigne. Yes, he went to
Yes.
the MLS side. So a lot of
Yeah.
so people didn't thought that Napoli are going to kill it this season, but their squad has really stepped up and they are playing really good football. So I still hope that Napoli goes through.
hmm
But most of the
yeah.
people still want to see an Milan derby semi-final in the Champions League.
Well, that's gonna be a fire game. I'll tell you that. So let's go to AC Milan. Who do you reckon it can play a major role for AC Milan in winning this game? It is going to be one of the toughest games this season for Milan.
Yes, yes. I think Brahim Diaz has been really good this season for them. He has been involved in a lot of playmaking.
Very good
I
player,
think I
yes.
know he is on a loan from Real Madrid, but I think he's going to stay at AC Milan once again. And he's one of the key players in this season. And even the Gattuso, he was really happy with his performances throughout this season. So I think he's going to be really essential. And with Rafael Lau's pace at the front, I think he missed a really good chance in the first leg when I think he middled when he dribbled to the halfway line uh, past two three Napoli players and he missed a goal there. So Rafael
Um,
Lau's pace at the front and Brahim Diaz in the midfield, I think AC Milan are really good.
oh yeah. So I just got word from the Champions League app that the lineups have been announced for the Madrid Chelsea game. If production can pull it up, that'd be very good. I want to talk about it but other than that, let's get to Inter versus Benfica until production pulls it up. What that is a very good game as well, and Inter has the edge on it. You think it's going to be an easy game for them?
Yes, I think I see Inter Milan going through the semi-finals because Benfica has been playing with a lot of motivation this season after their
hmm
run to the quarterfinals last season, and again they made quarterfinals in this season as well. So Benfica has been playing well, but I still believe that Inter Milan are going to go through because they are really composed at the back. And with Romelu Lukaku, I think he's finding his feet again. He's getting improved game by game, and he's getting better with his fitness as well. So I still think that it's going to be Inter Milan versus Napoli the semi-final.
So, and Inter Milan, other than Lukaku, who do you think is a key player for them?
I think their keeper their defender Stefan Sefic, I think he is going to play a key role in defense tonight if they are going to stop Benfica. He's one of their
hmm
major player. So
hmm
I still want to see Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I don't know if he's on the bench tonight or not, but I still want to
hmm
see Zlatan play a role in this season Champions League for Inter Milan.
So I hear I put the lineups are here, and it's Real Madrid going. I changed. I expected that, and I hope I feel like you expected that as well. For Chelsea, we see that there has been a change for the left back has been changed, and what do you? I think Ben Chilwell is out.
Which one is out?
Ben Chilwell,
Oh yes. And with
yeah.
Joe
So
Felix starting at front, so I think we believe this is going to be a really attacking lineup with Murdoch, Sterling, and Joe Felix starting up front for Chelsea.
hmm yeah, yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on and giving us your time. And before we leave, I wanna get your prediction for the Benfica Milan and the Inter Milan game.
I think it's going to be 1-0 for to Inter Milan. I think they'll just sit back and they'll happily defend their lead, and that will be enough for them. I don't think that Benfica is going to make a comeback tonight. And hopefully we'll see Napoli making a comeback because I'm really rooting for them for this season because they're playing beautiful football this season.
hmm All right. Thank you, Talha, for giving us your time.
No problem.
I hope you enjoy the game, and I will too. And I hope to have you here again
Sure,
Your
sure.
knowledge is incredible. And yeah, man, take it easy.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
have a good night.